DC's #1 recording studio. Listen vision. DC's #1 recording studio.
All right, welcome. Come on, get closer, y'all. Welcome to the Swerv Show.
Okay.
It is
all right.
September 11th, right?
Yes.
9/11. We're
9/11.
tilted. We're like tilted. Do you see the tilt? See how we're tilted? You see it? Down, up. Like we should be straight. There you go. Live television. All right, so welcome to the Swerv Show. And, I'm all dressed up today because it's Black Caucus Week. And we are at every event imaginable in Washington, D.C. So welcome, everyone. My name is Jamil Fletcher. I'm the publisher of Swerv Magazine. And to my left, I have who? Tony Nelson.
You have Tony Nelson.
Tony's delirious. He's overworked. And then we've got Racine Pendarvis with a Nina Simone shirt. Really?
Yes, Nina.
Who gave you one of those?
Unity.
Scorpios.
Unity.
I need that, but not in yellow. Okay, all right.
Hello, everybody.
And then Yarde Noir, editor at large.
Hi, how are you?
All right, so let's move quickly. What's going on with who? Let's start with you, Racine. I think I got one of your slides here.
Well, 5 was sent to you.
But we got one. There we go. So let's run that one. Do we have that
What
one?
do you have?
No, that's not it.
That's not me.
Not it.
That's me.
That's number 4. I'm sorry, number 4. Do I?
Okay.
I don't have
Well, since we're here,
since they're there, just talk about what Yarde is doing.
Since we're there,
since we're there, Yarde is doing
talk
Indie
about
Fashion
Indie
Week.
Fashion Week. Indie
Right.
Fashion Week is coming up September 16th through the 22nd here in Washington, D.C. This is cycle 9 for Indie Fashion Week. I will be the beauty director. Director of beauty. I'm sorry for Indie Fashion Week this year. I'm super excited. And
so that starts next Monday.
Start next Monday with the model competition. Yes.
Did you get your passes? Tony, did you get your passes?
I got you all
I ain't
covered.
seen no passes.
Don't worry about it.
All right.
I got you.
We'll have front row seats. Swear.
I have an event Monday, but anyway, we'll figure it out. Any designers that are coming that knock you out?
Actually, the designer who's going to be on the upcoming issue of Swerve.
Actually, we have that.
Let's show. You have the cover image.
Yes, we have our September-October issue. We're debuting it. Look at it, y'all.
This designer, his name is all the way at the bottom. Correct.
How do you pronounce it?
I don't want to mispronounce it.
Kourou. Kour.
It's like Courage. Yeah, something. Yeah, him.
Right.
He is one of the featured designers for Indie Fashion.
Can you bring that issue? Can you bring the cover back up for us, please? Yeah. All right. There it is. Okay, and of course we're featuring Tony Nelson's Spotlight cover. Featuring who? Javon Armand Braxton.
Yes, John Braxton rules.
He's the current reigning Mr. Black America.
Oh, is he?
Yes,
okay.
he is.
And then we spotlight a great jewelry designer. He was the designer that was featured at the Clubhouse reunion, Aristotle Bouvier. He's got some beautiful stuff. And we've got a great piece by Angel Brown on Here, Queer, and Healing. Talks about addiction, mental health.
Great!
It is a great piece.
And I do want to highlight all the way at the bottom, in the middle, Michael. We have done. It's
at the right hand side. Michael Kilgore.
Michael Kilgore.
Yes.
Michael Kilgore's
His
new album. Yes.
A man.
Born Black.
You need your glasses.
Yes, I do, and I have them on. That's it.
And we did spotlight a young woman I met. She has a internet portal called buyfromablackwoman.org. It's fierce. She's based out of Atlanta, and black women-owned businesses. She features them, profiles them, raises awareness, the work. So anyway,
Yeah.
pick that up. It should drop within the next 2 weeks. It should be everywhere in the next 2 weeks. All right.
I love a white lace shirt on a man. I do. Mm.
All right. So now we also, of course, always have advertising opportunities both within the magazine and with the show. Just contact myself, Jamil, at swervemagazine.com.
All right. Now back to
Right.
Tony. What do you have going on?
All right. So Tony, Tony, you want to go first? What do you have going on?
Oh, I have so much going on. I mean, I'm just a part of the land of the living, and I'm just so happy to be that. And, we're going to come back to Ziegfeld's next Friday.
Ziegfeld's in D.C., y'all.
First and third Fridays. Our anniversary Friday was this past weekend, and we had a really lovely turnout.
I missed it. Everybody told me they win.
An amazing night, and so I'll be back there. And, of course, on the fourth Friday, I'll be at Ziegfeld's. I have a lot coming up, and I'm also doing an event in Baltimore in conjunction with DJ Cedric. I'm not actually performing, but I'm helping to pull it together. It's at Kingdom Covenant Ministries.
Kingdom Covenant Ministries.
Yes, and they're having their 5th anniversary, and it's going to be featuring DJ Cedric on the ones and the twos. And that's going to be October the 5th.
Go back.
So I surely hope that everyone can come. It's going to be like a little day event.
Aren't you doing Instrange's review coming back this month?
The Lipstick Review, thank you so much.
No
The
problem.
Lipstick Review is going to be coming up on the 4th Sunday of this month. And of course, that's at the legendary Mr. Henry's. The place where Roberta Flack was discovered, one of my favorite singers, actually.
Of course.
So we're looking forward to that. And that's my life for the next month or two.
All right. Okay. You already went, Racine. Do we have an image for Racine?
Yes, we do.
We must. Oh, okay. I didn't send you that one. All right. Well, we'll come back to it. So let's keep it moving.
Well, I can talk about what I'm doing.
Okay. Well, let's talk about it.
You
Let's hear
can't
about
pull
it.
it up. Or it seems to be a problem.
No, go ahead. Talk about it. Go
Okay,
ahead.
I can
keep
talk
moving.
about various
Keep
things.
moving.
This weekend.
Talk about
this. I'll talk about everything.
not everything. Talk
well,
about.
I'm gonna talk
about your October show. That's what we're talking about.
You see this? This is what I'm getting. This is what I'm getting today. You see that? That's how I'm feeling, and that's what I'm getting.
Okay,
so,
don't feel that way.
in other words,
keep it moving though. You got.
In other words, everyone else. Didn't everyone else get their time?
Go ahead, please.
Okay, thank you very kindly. Art All Night. I'm a part of that with Team Racine Presents Art All Night this Saturday, September the 14th. It is free. It will be held at the DC Housing Financial Agency, which is at 815 Florida Avenue, right across from Nellie's. Wonderful Grammy-nominated Carolyn Malachi will be doing Grits and Gravy. It starts at 7, and then we go right into the Team Racine All-Star lineup featuring amazing artists, burlesque performers, poets, etc. Also, we are coming back with the Ask Racine show, which will be, do we have that image? It's
First
okay.
Wednesday. We'll bring it up again.
It's October, first Wednesdays, October 28, 2009 is the next show. It is our game night featuring celebrity charades. And I'll just end it with this. You're all invited to the Ask Racine Show, our monthly live variety on first Wednesdays, March through November at the Human Rights Campaign Building in Washington, D.C. We have different lineups each month, which include live music, interviews, and more. We have vendors, artwork, food, cash bar. Admission is free. For more information, please follow me on all forms of social media. That's RAYCEEN. And that's my...
It's on your page, right? You keep it on your page?
Don't you, Racine, your website up?
Huh?
AskRacine.com, is that up?
You can go to AskRacine.com.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll bring it up. He'll bring it up before the show ends. All right. So let's get to news, y'all. Okay, we got 3 quick items. Robert Mugabe, president for life of Zimbabwe, is dead.
Oh, did he look at that mustache?
Did y'all know?
And kill over?
But you know, he had been the longest running president of any country, the longest living president of any country. He was ousted in 2017. So, you know, he was a liberator, pushed out all the white folks, took the land back, But then he also became a dictator. He didn't want to give up power.
So did he die or did they kill him?
No, he died. Oh,
okay.
But he was already out of power in 2017.
Oh, okay.
But so anyway, that was a big deal.
Well, rest in peace, sir.
Anyway, another thing that happened, Hampton University has offered free tuition for students at the University of the Bahamas.
Oh, really?
Yeah, for this semester only.
For one semester.
And they had a relationship. I think the president of the University of the Bahamas used to be an administrator at Hampton University. But I thought that was a great offering.
That is an offer. But the question is, how they gonna get there?
Huh?
How did they
get there?
I think they're transporting them there as well.
Are they going to turn them back? Because they turned back quite a few.
Right.
Oh.
Right.
Okay.
They've been turning them back because they're saying that their visas don't match.
Right. Yeah.
That's appalling.
That's terrible because there's nowhere for them to go, and they got to get out of there. They can't stay there. Right. Have you talked to our friend
Joey? Yes.
Yes.
Joey's probably, is he in Nassau? I bet he left.
He has a family home in Freeport.
Oh, okay.
But that house where his sister lives, it survived the storm.
Oh, really?
Thank goodness.
Yes, luckily.
That's a blessing.
Blessing.
That's amazing.
But
DJ, can I get a little more light?
Joey was in, his mom were in Nassau, which did not.
Oh, they were already in Nassau?
They live in Nassau, so didn't see the brunt of that. But he said the devastation has been terrible, and he's on the front trying to lend his assistance to as much as he can for recovery efforts.
I'm sure. I mean, and we have to do some research around. I know the Red Cross is taking donations, but I'm sure tons of people.
The stories that I've heard coming out of there have been devastating.
Yeah, because there was nowhere for them to go. They don't, the Haitian refugees that were undocumented, that were in that area where a lot of the poor people were, they don't even know who was there, so they can't give you a death count. So
it's horrible.
That's why they only say 50 people died. But come on, it's been a lot more than that. So anyway, our hearts go out to the Bahamians. Anyway,
and it's just real quick. It's a report that if you are under 30, well, I don't even want to talk about that because it's devastating. But you're under 30, you're going to see a catastrophe that could possibly. They really don't think that climate change can be turned around.
Oh, right. Think about it. How you're going to rebuild this area for it to all happen again in another 6 months to a year.
Yeah, and they said
it's changing. We're at the tipping
people
point.
under 30 are almost guaranteed to see like a catastrophic event that could devastate the world as we know it.
Well, what's going to happen is you'll see migration.
But you're
out of it, so people are going to go to safe lands, so to speak.
That's because your president feels like climate change is a joke.
Miami, Florida's going to be underwater in a minute anyway. So anyway.
That in California will probably be gone soon.
California doesn't have any water. That's the problem. It has. That's another story. Anyway, and we're not live on Facebook, so we're not getting interaction from our people anyway,
at all.
It's killing us. So one other thing,
another double shade.
Oh, Lord. But we keep moving. It's live television. So Bermuda hosted its first Pride March not too long ago.
That's amazing.
Yes. And I hear it was quite epic. So I think they had about a good 5,000-6,000 people. I think.
Really?
Something like that.
Good.
So it was a big deal for them to hold it in Bermuda. So anyway.
Bermuda, make it
let's
pop.
keep it moving. So that's
crackle,
epic
pop.
for them. All right. So you want to go to what's hot?
What's hot?
What's hot?
Man, we just moved right along, but
that's good. What's hot?
So I got Fawn Weaver has a whiskey label in honor of
his name is Nearest Green. So
she's fierce. She's
she
been all over
is
the
so
media.
sickening. Her backstory is so sickening. So this lady, Fair's Green, she's also an author, and she's like. She has multiple like businesses or whatever. She heard about the story about Nearest Green in the New York Times. So if you all don't know who Nearest Green is the man who taught Jimmy Bean how to make whiskey.
Jimmy Bean?
Is it Jimmy?
Taught Jimmy Bean.
I thought Jack Daniels.
Jack Daniels. I'm sorry, Jack
Daniels,
Daniels.
right.
Thank you, Jack Daniels. He was an enslaved gentleman who was, and this is interesting, he is the first and to date, the only master distiller to ever be listed in the United States. And he was a slave, and he taught Jack Daniels how to make whiskey.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And so what this young lady did is, after she heard the story and did the research, she was moved. She bought a distillery, and she has named the whiskey line after him. It's called Uncle Nearest. She actually had a conversation with the family, who are the descendants, and they gave her the rights to go ahead and name the whiskey after him. And it is the fastest growing whiskey company within the last, I think, 2 years.
Really?
And
I'm not familiar with it.
And she's the first African American female to be a part owner, because she's a co-owner with someone else.
Wow.
So I just thought this was an amazing story. So
That's great.
She's a courageous woman.
She is.
An amazing woman. And she's young.
And she's young.
We have to keep an eye on that.
Yes, we have to follow this.
Black Girls Rock.
Black Girls Rock.
Magic.
Okay.
All right. What else do we have?
Nations Week.
Weekend. And that is, no, the other one. The other one. Do we have another one?
yes.
Ta-da. All right, Nations Weekend, September 28th. And do y'all recognize any of these artists? I know you do.
Oh, I know
Yeah.
all of them.
All of them.
This is a stellar lineup. Aja Dupree. You have
Actually, Sean has been on the show. All the way to the
Yes, he
south
has.
to the left,
Yeah.
Sean has been on the
Right.
show.
and of course
Baby.
the amazing.
Is that who gave us the award, Diversity Richmond? Was that them, or was it another group?
University of Richmond? Yes, it
Yeah.
was.
Gotcha.
It was. They did give you an award. Aja Dupree is the current reigning Miss
Continental
Continental
Elite.
and she's absolutely gorgeous.
She's
Stunning.
beautiful.
And
Okay.
of course,
So-
Sophia McIntosh,
Yes.
who I was watching a.
Is that Sophia?
Yes,
Yeah.
that is
From
something-
Atlanta?
Yes, it is.
They don't even look like
Because
her.
she's painted.
well, she's dolled up.
Yes.
And I was watching a live feed with Samson, and he gave her an amazing shout out.
Yeah.
On his live feed, which she saw it, and she was very grateful. So that should be really nice. It should be really nice. And
We did something
and I'm
on her
not
years
af-
ago. We got to
and-
do something new on
And
her.
I'm not afraid to say that I was the original host of that weekend.
Of
5
course.
years in a row.
Of course.
They all-
5 years in a row.
They all steal from me.
Yes, Jackie. Yes, Jackie.
As long as they thank you when they steal from you.
Yeah, they it's great.
Who it be all for? All of them still.
All of them stole
All
from me.
right, so I posted that on the series now. Okay, all right. What else do we have? We've
Nations
got-
Gala.
Now we have the Nations Foundation Gala. And we have that slide that featuring Giselle Barbie. Oops, I'm sorry.
She is
Roy L.
Yes. Just
Can I just say something?
And that's October 26th, y'all.
I had posted on Twitter about Giselle Royale, along with and shouting out to Swerve Magazine. This summer, 4 trans women were featured all on covers, and she was one of them, along with India Moore on
yes.
Ale,
On the cover of Elle
Isis
magazine.
King on The Advocate,
Yes.
and
Oh, the Advocate put ISIS on? Look at that.
yeah, and Giselle on Swerve, along with the cast featuring India Moore, Tyra Ross, and MJ Rodriguez on Out. So I had posted that earlier about how these amazing trans women were all on the covers during the summer, which was which to me I had never ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
Ever. And I just applauded all of the magazines for honoring these women, all of them,
Thank
these
you,
amazing
thank you.
women.
And we really loved the article. I saw L Train. I told him it was such a great piece. So, all right. So what else do we have? We have David Clemens, our good friend, is of course up for City Council in Memphis, y'all.
Oh, that's
I keep
right
telling
next
y'all.
week. Early voting starts
October,
next week.
right? An election date is October 3rd. He is very active. If you follow him on social media, so the campaign is moving. Send him some money, please.
Get out and vote,
All right.
everyone.
Then what's next? We've got the Trans March. Do we have the Trans March next? What do you?
Oh, no. We're not going to Transworld.
All right. What are you going to?
We're going to Viola Davis.
All right, Viola Davis.
So, it has been announced that Viola Davis is the new face for L'Oreal Paris New Age Perfect cosmetic line.
Bam!
Bam! I think this is absolutely amazing. Viola Davis is a beautiful woman of color. who has always embraced her natural hair,
blackness.
her blackness. Thank you. That's what I was looking for. Her blackness, and she doesn't shy away from being very vocal about being black. And so I think that this is absolutely amazing.
Viola's beautiful.
And I
She's
think
amazing.
And I think it's amazing that she is African American. She's not from a foreign country.
Right. She's not British.
She good U.S. black.
Country black.
So,
But I applaud
from
her
Alabama?
also, if I may chime in, that she, her story about growing up in America and growing up and being hungry and being one of those young people who
poor.
would or who barely would get meals. And she talks about the poverty in growing up being black and hungry. And what she does a lot of for hunger campaigns throughout the country, it talks about poor people, especially poor people of color growing up hungry in America.
Yeah, I think she was working with Walmart in their youth food voucher program, especially for the summer.
She is such an amazing actress. She is absolutely one of my favorites.
Yeah, she's one of the finest actresses on the scene.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I definitely think she is there's a lot of actresses that I'd be watching. People say, "Oh, she's great," and I'd be like, "Okay, she's okay." But Viola Davis,
Phenomenal.
is a phenomenal.
Yes.
actress.
She's even a superhero. Did you see her in Suicide Squad?
No, I didn't see
Oh
that.
my God, she was the best thing in
She
that
brings
movie.
everything
She was
to
the
life.
best thing in
that.
that movie. Suicide Squad. I said she stole that movie from them. Who else you got?
Okay, so next we're going to RuPaul's Drag Race.
Uh-oh.
RuPaul's Drag Race is taking on the Flamingo. They have a residency. January through August of 2020. Tickets have gone up. The pre-sale tickets went on sale yesterday. And overall tickets will go on sale on the 13th. And I just think this is absolutely amazing. This is huge.
It makes sense to me though.
It makes complete sense. And so there will be a rotating cast of 7 girls. I had the list. I'm sorry, y'all.
I'm sure they're gonna do it up.
I thought I screen-saved it. But
And is RuPaul gonna be? Is she gonna be? I guess she is gonna be there.
girl, it's RuPaul. Let me tell you, RuPaul said the only time she gets in drag is if they got a check.
And that's a
trust
check
me,
or two.
if her name is on it, she's gonna get a check. And not only is she gonna get a check, she's gonna get the biggest check.
Oh, yeah.
How you doing? So I'm not mad at it, but I think this is absolutely amazing that they're gonna have a residency.
I'm surprised they don't have other sort of drag reviews.
They do.
in Vegas.
They do.
They do.
They do. I've been.
At that level.
Uh-huh.
Oh wow.
They actually have,
They have a famous impersonation show.
and I can't think
Okay.
of the
It's
name.
famous.
But that's where Coco
Coco
Montrese.
Montrese.
She does Janet Jackson there. I saw her there.
Really? Come on now.
They have a famous, and it's, you see, when you go, you see the billboards. all
You
over
do.
the
Coco
place.
Montrese does Janet Jackson.
Yes.
Yeah, she's known for Janet Jackson.
Yes.
Okay. I didn't know.
Yeah,
that.
she's
Don't
yeah,
hate.
She's known.
But she's
The one that. Okay.
From
all right.
RuPaul's
The
Drag
one with
Race.
the body. Is
No,
that Coco?
that's Mocha.
that's her
Mocha.
mama.
Oh,
her mama's
okay.
Mocha Montrese.
Okay. Now. Okay. I
You get it together.
I get it. All right.
Yes,
Yeah.
the bodyguard is.
What's next? What's next?
Okay, hold on. What's that? Okay, here we go. So here's the list of the girls that'll be on the show: Aquaria, Asia O'Hara, Coco Montrese, Derek Barry, Eureka O'Hara, India Fiera, Kiana Montrese, Cameron Michaels, Kim Chi, Naomi Smalls, Chanel, and Evie Oddly.
Okay.
That would be the rotating.
You know those
cast.
girls? You know those?
If you watch RuPaul Drag Race, you know who they are.
I mean, for me, there's something.
Keep it moving. Keep it moving.
Child, I just think
They're all stealing from you now.
Well,
So
they-
just say it. They're all stealing.
But you
No,
don't
it's
do a
not that.
dance
It's not that.
review.
But I just kind of think. I don't know.
Well,
I
you're
just
playing
think
with
that.
papers.
I just think sometimes some things are better when they have a little bit of an underground feel to it.
You're talking about drag as a
But
whole.
this
Yeah.
is gonna be big. It's
Yeah.
gonna be.
It's just.
It's a Las Vegas show.
I get it. And
I ain't mad at a girl for making a
But
check
it's
now.
interesting because this conversation
to another level.
This conversation has happened over and over and over
Really?
again inside the drag community. Yes.
Yeah.
Since
You don't like it?
Since
That it's being-
since RuPaul Drag Race has come out, it has watered down the creativity in the drag world.
But this is not watering it down. This is putting
No.
it on steroids. We're
But you know
talking
what?
about
This
a
is what I
a
see.
theatrical
I
production.
wish it was. Now this is my take.
I'm
on
expecting
it.
magic.
I would like to see the trans girls, not men who are female illusionists. I'd like to see that door open for the trans girls because I feel like they bring a whole nother level of illusion to the cast. And unfortunately, I feel like they're not being able to throw their on a national level on their because I think of people like Tommy Ross.
But the trans girls, I get what you're saying, but the trans entertainers are, especially with I think with the black and white community, they get more work than, if you ask me.
Well, they're more. I guess their look and feel is more realistic.
Yeah, realistic.
So if anything, they're women.
I mean,
but I'd like to see them. I'd like to see a pageant or
a competition for them on a national level.
If we're gonna put it all out there, because see, there's so many levels of camp with drag. I think of drag. I think of I like the glamorous.
Yes.
I like and then again, I like the funny. See, you open the door for camp, for drag. What you do is funny, it's comical, and you bring the whole audience in. Not everybody has that.
But I think a great show.
Not everybody has that ability, and sometimes their camp is so off that it becomes sometimes buffoonery.
But I think a good show has a little bit of every sprinkle of it all. You know what I mean? To see the girl who is a trans girl, to give me sex sirens to come through, to give me the camp, I think to have a little bit of it all sprinkled across the show, baby.
Well, but the question though is,
everything.
you're assuming that the audience knows the difference or cares whether or not that person is trans.
Well, that depends on the venue.
That's what I'm saying. But this is Vegas, and what they
But
want.
see,
more than
I
anything
like
is a
this.
show.
I thought sometimes for a viewer, the illusion, like let's take back the Jewel Box Review. The Jewel Box Review would have 20 performers on stage. They were all, most of the time, either trans or serious female illusionists. There would be only one real woman, and the audience would be stumped.
Probably wouldn't
every
know.
time.
They wouldn't know.
They would be stumped. And to me, that's the illusion. And then they were all glamour. And I like the glamour, the glitz. I like the camp. I like the fun. And I guess it's a place for everything. It is, in this new millennium, in this new world.
But these are probably going to be.
What they feel.
This is a bigger theatrical production. Probably a $200 ticket as well.
Here's my thing. It's a bigger theatrical production, but now it's becoming a trend and a fad. And what happens when fads fade? It just kills the whole thing.
Well,
And
I mean, it's been. But her show's been hot for at least 5-6 years.
Longer than that.
It's kind of beyond a trend.
But
it's a staple to some
but
degree.
also too, you have the girls who think that we call it microwave drag, who think you can just go to YouTube
And what?
watch a YouTube video, paint your face, and you done. The reality of it is, and this is somebody used to say. Somebody say either you gonna don't play with it. You can play in it, but don't play with it.
Oh, Miss Sparkle Harris's statement was, drags didn't choose you; you chose drag.
Oh.
And there's a difference.
And there are girls who fail to realize that there's a whole nother element. Like there at one point there was a learning lessons in sitting and watching the girls before you and learning the ins and out of it.
So what you think? So what are they doing? They're fast tracking.
Girl,
Oh, it's definitely a fast track.
they throwing themselves in the microwave
There's
and
definitely
put on
fast-
2 minutes and they
It's
ready.
definitely a
Microwave.
fast track, and the level of talent is not.
It's not as
It's
good.
not there. You
But we
got
can say that for anything. Level of talent is, not being nurtured, developed, and people want it.
Well, I guess if Trump can be president, anything can happen.
Exactly. That's right. Exactly. Some of our musical talent. Get me
And
started with that.
just like we gonna see what's gonna happen with the country after he's done with it. The same thing we gonna see.
Y'all assuming that he's going to be done in 2020. Don't assume. Vote.
You see what happened in North Carolina.
That's right.
that. Oh,
All right,
Can
so
we
should-
talk about that real quick?
Should we? What else did you have on the list?
We got the Trans March is coming up.
We got the Trans March, September 28th.
Yes, it's coming
And
up.
who's been added? Angelica
Yoba.
Ross has been added, right?
And
Malik Yoba.
Right, Malik Yoba has been added.
She looks amazing.
But since we're
She
gonna
does.
talk,
But can I pause that?
Those cheekbones
I
look new.
baby,
Can I
Don't do
say
that.
something? I just found out
Looks
yesterday that I have been asked to be one of the guest speakers for the
yes.
opening ceremony as a part of the Trans March.
Oh,
All right, come on now.
congratulations!
You need us to write your speech? You need us to write your speech?
It's already taken care of.
Word. She has a team. She has a PR team.
My
I'm not
team,
mad.
my
Her
team is on it. Zara is on it.
Yes.
Can you
Zara
add
is
us? Can
on
you
it.
add us to your rider so we can get backstage?
Racine, I will give you your grace, baby. Team Racine slays for you, and I get my life.
I ain't mad at him. Congratulations.
so
Zara, our production manager, is the best.
So speaking of the Trans March, well, we just talked about Angelica Ross. Can you bring her picture back up?
Bring up Angelica with the
Ross
leopard
will
skins.
be there. But this picture is from Angelica Ross. She received
an award in Atlanta, right?
An award at Atlanta Pride this past Labor Day weekend.
Come on now, congratulations.
As
Was a pioneer.
Pioneer, yeah.
Okay.
For not only that, but this is what's amazing, and I want to talk about this because a lot of people don't know that not only did she get it for her role, for being an actress on mainstream TV, not just one show, but two shows, which would be Pose and American Horror Story.
Mm-hmm.
But what I did not know is that she is an entrepreneur, and she owns a company called Trans Tech Social Enterprises. It's an organization that helps employ transgender people in the tech industry, of which she founded and currently leads.
Come on,
I
Angelica.
think that is absolutely amazing. So I wanted to give her props.
Congratulations.
Bring her back up because we're going to talk about her.
Let's bring her back up again.
So, and I also want to talk about that she has baby ruffled some feathers because after this weekend, Black Girls Rock.
Did they show it? Did it air this weekend?
They aired this past weekend.
It was
anybody see
amazing.
it?
It was amazing.
I missed it, but I was going to watch it.
I
heard it was a great show. However,
the opening number was
Miss Angelica came and ruffled some feathers when she said SBET, where were the trans women of color.
There were no trans women of color. Are we
And,
sure there were none?
yes. And she wanted to know where the invites were. As far as she knew that
Laverne, you know they have Laverne at some of the BET events.
But when we talk about Black Girls Rock in a year, because they highlight people in the year who have done amazing things. And as Racine had talked about India Moore being on the cover, we talk about this young lady who's been on 2 mainstream shows. Transgender women have been slaying this year. And they did nothing. And her last statement was, at least I expected for them to at least bring a highlight to the 18 deaths of trans women that have happened so far in the year, and they mentioned nothing.
Rightly so. She rightly so. But she was on the OWN Network's panel discussion series they've been doing around Black women, like these town hall meetings. And she was on one of the shows. I forget. It was with another actress, with 2 other actresses. Do you remember, Racine?
The beautiful black model who has vitiligo, and the wonderful young lady
Winnie Harlow. Is that her name? Yeah. She
and
was
the
on.
other young lady from Tyler Perry's show, Forgive and Forget. The beautiful.
And you said this is on the OWN Network.
It was on the OWN Network.
And I'll be conversation with black
conversations
and
with black
she
women.
was beat.
Angelica.
Yes,
I live.
She did look. She looked amazing.
She gives me my life.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, if you haven't seen this show, please see it.
it was pretty
wonderful.
Good. I forget who was the moderator, the facilitator. It was a man.
A young man. I can't think of his name right now.
And so while we talk about Black Girls Rock,
let's talk about Black.
So while we talk about Black Girls Rock and Black Girl Magic, let's talk about Black Boy Joy. So I have had the opportunity to binge watch Styling Hollywood. Can you?
I haven't seen it yet.
So this couple,
he is cute.
Baby, when I tell you,
thank you.
That
he is a cute. Is he as cute on?
Both of them are handsome.
Yes,
I'm going home and watch that right now.
Both of them are handsome. So to the
and
left,
we ran the trailer. He didn't look that cute on the trailer.
So to the left is Jason, and to the right is Adir. Jason. So they have a company called JSN Studio, which is Jason's name without the vowels. And JSN Studio has 2 components to it. It has the styling component, and it also has the interior decorating part to it. So Jason is the wardrobe stylist who has a list of Taraji P. Henson, Sharahi, watch the show. Ava DuVernay is one of. So he has the black A-listers, and he talks about
A-list women. Is
he
styling any men?
And yeah, he does style men. And Adir is in charge of the interior decorating side, which he have done the Wade's Gabrielle and Dwayne Wade.
Okay.
Who's actually really good friends of theirs.
So they're all on the show, I would imagine?
All of them are on the show. What's great is that what I love about this particular show is he consistently talks about Black Girl Magic.
Who does? The
Jason
designer?
Jason does when he talks about styling.
Mm-hmm.
And he always talks about, I am so proud to have a part in the Black Girl Magic of Hollywood.
All right.
And so it's amazing to watch two Black successful gay men who are thriving in LA. He just got named one of the top stylists by, I think, the Hollywood Reporter.
Okay.
Named him one of the top Hollywood stylists, and he doesn't just style Black women either.
I'm sure.
So it was
sounds
so
like a
refreshing.
Swerve. This one sounds like a Swerve
It
profile.
does sound like a Swerve
Ooh,
profile.
But the cutie on the right is
But it
amazing.
was so amazing to see two Black gay men in a healthy, productive relationship to run a business together, highlighted on Netflix. So if you have not had the opportunity, please go and watch.
I tell you,
it is an
Netflix
absolutely
is
amazing
getting
show,
blacker and blacker because
and I'm loving it.
I know Darnell Moore had just posted that he's relocating. Hey, Darnell.
Hey,
he's
Darnell.
relocating to L.A. to work with Netflix. And I think the scope of his work he didn't fully disclose, but it sounds like he's going to have some level of influence in their diversification of their programming.
Sounds good.
I'm looking
Pretty
forward
diverse.
to
It seems very diverse.
But I think it could probably get even more diverse.
I'm not mad.
Think about it. It's kind of one of the places for us to go to watch programming about ourselves.
Well, since we're talking, this is quite interesting. So I'm in my communications class. We're looking at overall communications. My teacher did a project, a little survey.
Mm-hmm.
She just had us go through and talk about what TV shows we've watched, like whole hour TV shows we've watched, on a weekly basis. What was quite interesting is that most of the stuff that everybody in the class had watched was Netflix. And
Right.
it was quite interesting because she said, if we take a look at this is kind of where everything is going. Network TV will probably be out of the door very, very, very soon.
Or they'll change it because in a lot of ways, network TV is still the streaming services. They still they have their footprint in them. Some of them own them, but that may change also.
And that may change.
And they're offering streaming services for the network.
Oh, now they are. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Because
But they would
BET
still have to diversify their programming to meet. 'Cause they would be chasing us again.
Not
Well,
really.
they just gonna have to step their game up and
Step their pussies up.
step it
Yeah,
up
step
in
that
a way
pussy up.
that look what Fox did. Fox, when they first came out, they built that entire network on Black shows. Then
WGN, I mean, what
UPN,
CP, they did the same thing,
and then threw us away.
Threw us aside when they built
Just-
up the
so they had diversity. People want that. It's a need for it.
It is.
Well,
It's
what's
definitely
happening is
needful.
though. So now instead of appointment watching, we watch at our discretion. That's what the streaming services offer, and so we also don't have commercials. So we just pay a premium for it. So then, how do advertisers reach us? Where's the TV platform? If now we're bypassing the networks where they show commercials, Netflix doesn't have them. Does Hulu?
Well, we have to-
They have a
commercials?
pause. They have a pause between.
They do.
When you go
Oh.
and they do that. Let me tell you,
'Cause Netflix doesn't have
even the porn channels now got commercials.
I'm not
let's
familiar
be
with
clear.
those. What are those?
Everybody has the way they say.
What are those? I'm not
Before
familiar
you
with
see
those.
your featured film,
Ow.
you have 30 seconds of these amazing little interludes.
Sex
So
toys.
15 seconds. No, of prime time. On some of the porn.
Are you talking about Pornhub?
I'm talking about all of them. All of them got. Everywhere you go now, everybody
for
has
it.
got commercials. Everywhere. I'm not the only one watching it.
Oh, you're
I'm the only
not.
one
Sure.
telling
But I'm
about
not. I'm not familiar with this. I've only heard it from you and
My
others.
Vista, Pornhub, all of them got it. They all
Give
got
the
it.
list, Racine.
They turn
Yes.
it.
Go on.
They turn it. I can't even watch my porn
We'll
anymore
go
without
into
a
more
commercial.
detail on
I
the
can't
porn
watch it.
service.
You forgot Twitter.
Twitter's
baby,
is the new
Twitter?
porn.
Twitter's
Twitter
an
is
porn.
out
Twitter
there for
Twitter is
Twitter.
the new porn, baby.
Twitter is everything. And these children with these OnlyFans pages. Let me tell
Baby.
y'all something right now.
Girl.
Uncle Sam
Whatever
is
for
gonna
the-
get hip to y'all real soon, baby. Y'all got the children paying $5, $15, $20, $39 for a lifetime. Let me tell you, Uncle Sam gonna get hip to y'all and find a way to tax that income, baby. Just like they shot down the back page on Craigslist. They coming after you OnlyFans kids. Y'all would enjoy it now.
If one more of these children asks me if I want to join their OnlyFans page, I'm like, please.
But what does it do?
When we see, dude, we can see all that for free. Trust me.
All of that.
You can't. Now you were giving it away. Now you want to charge for it.
I know. Then you should at least give them a sample. Now they sampling. Have you seen that? They give you a sample, like a 15-second, 10-second
advertising teaser,
and they give you a teaser and say, "Want more? Go to my OnlyFans page."
I'm sorry.
Yes.
I'm sorry. You are not that magical. Anyway.
And by the way, and porn is back on Tumblr. Yes, God.
Oh,
it's back.
They ain't stupid.
Yeah, it's
they
back.
ain't stupid.
It's
Porn
back.
runs the country.
Look.
Is there something else we want to talk
we were going to
about?
go
From the White House on
next
down.
First thing up.
Yes, when you got to pull. All right, when you got
up.
On, there you go. Soon as she flipping, Tony Nelson.
How you doing?
Oh my goodness! I wish y'all could see
Go
this.
to the video first.
Let's go to the video, yo.
Let's go to a music break.
We got a great music video. It is
Tia featuring B. Slade
doing Come Together. It's awesome. Kick it. You got it?
Oh my God, that's
You need our mics? All
Tumblr
right.
is turning.
Here come old flat top, he come grooving up slowly. He's got juju eyeballs, he's one holy roller. He's got head down to his knees. Got to be a joker, he just do what he please. Here come old Shusha, he's got toe jam football, he's got monkey finger, he shoot Coca-Cola, he say, I know you, and you know me. Well, one thing I can tell you is you got to be free. Come together, right now.
He back production, he got Walrus gumbo, he got on no sideboard, he won spinal cracker, he got feet down to below his knees. He'll hold you in his armchair, you can feel his disease. Come together, right now. Oh, he roller coaster, he got early warning, he got muddy water, he won mojo filter. He said 1 and 1 is 3.
Yes, 3.
He got to be good looking 'cause he's so hard to see.
Come together, right now. Oh my God, the words in this song don't make no sense at all. Kinda like the world, it's a verbal reflection. Anesthetic pop up on your TV around 11 o'clock. News, give me what you got. Yeah, the block's hot. White House can kick rocks. World on fire. It's funny we get mad whether an athlete kneels or not, but put love on your mindset. I need all of America. Come together, right now. Shoot me. Shoot me. Shoot. Don't shoot me.
All right, y'all. That is B. Slade with Tia. It was Tia featuring B. Slade.
Tia featuring
All right.
B.
That was B. Slade?
Yeah, that was B. Slade.
That was B. Slade.
He's such a. He can do all types of music, so he's a musical artist.
He can preach, he can sing, he
He
can write.
preaches?
Oh, he's an amazing
Yeah, he does it
preacher.
all.
He was a minister.
All right, so what we
that's
talking
the one
about?
that made everybody mad back in the day. Is that
Tone,
Tone.
formerly known as Tone. He's awesome, though. I tell you.
I live.
Tone X? He is awesome. I know who he is.
I live.
I just got confused.
So since we ended,
I was thinking it was the one that was in the video. You remember? Oh,
No, not that one.
No,
not him?
wrong
video.
Wrong preacher.
Wrong
he
preacher.
was a gospel artist. Had a video.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
That's not him.
That
That's
wasn't
not
him.
him.
No.
I know who you're talking
He
about.
came out. He didn't.
Another
he didn't,
artist.
He
I
wasn't
saw it on
pushed out.
Tumblr.
No pornographic stuff with B. Slade.
Nothing.
And we love B. Slade. We featured him.
We
several
featured him on the
times.
cover.
Yeah,
No, I
he
know
is
it's not.
amazing.
I'm kidding, B. Slade. I think you're a great
He
artist.
is so talented. He is.
So since we talked about since at the end of our hot topics we talked about styling Hollywood and
Styling
seeing
two black gay men
two
together?
black gay men together.
A couple.
Excuse me.
There we have the topic for this week is why are all the successful black gay men dating white men?
And I picked that up because I think Waddy from the G list had that as a topic, and and he kind of ran through Wade. I'm sorry, I always say Waddy. Wade had that as a topic, and it was a couple. So when you think of it, there's Karamo. I think we have a few images. Karamo and his friend.
partner.
And first of all, I'm not hating. You love who you love. I don't have a problem with it. Hell, if I meet a white man that loves me, I'll get married, and,
Me too.
and everybody else will get over it.
Me too.
I wouldn't care if they got over it or not.
That's right. And then, but Lee Daniels has a white lover. Billy Porter. I think we have one for Billy Porter. We got Billy Porter as a white lover. Who
And
else?
he hits people up on Facebook, says, I'm Billy Porter's husband. Would you like to be my Facebook friend?
Does he?
He did Miss Teresa.
Sean T has a white lover as well.
I don't
And
know
even-
him. Who is he?
He's
Sean T, the exercise guy.
Oh, yes,
And
I do know
even
him.
Samira Wiley has a white
Yes.
wife. They're all married.
Can
They're
I
all
tell you
married.
that whole
And
photo
don't
series was sickening?
And don't forget, what's the comedian's name?
Oh, Wanda
Wanda
Sykes.
Sykes. Right. Wanda Sykes.
I
So
think,
is there something to it?
I think this is where the problem lies. And
Is it a
Angelica
problem?
Ross said, with certain people, I believe love is love. When I think it's so hard for people of color to come out and accept who you are and walk your journey.
This is true.
And sometimes other folks are not free at the same time you're free.
True.
And some folks come in your life who are free, and you accept that freeness, and you come in an equal plane of loving and understanding each other. But Angelica Ross said this. She was married,
To an
going
Italian
get
guy,
married,
right?
To an Italian guy, getting ready to get married. She was with him for 8 years. She said the problem lied when he was not encouraging of her blackness.
Right.
He did not allow her to be her full self in her full
He
blackness.
devalued blackness.
And he did not.
Right.
And it made her second guess who she was. And then she started believing the attitudes that he had about other black people. And she said it became a problem when she realized at that moment she lost who she was as a black woman.
Wow.
But the issue though is then why do black successful people end up in interracial relationships?
Well, the question. Well, you have to ask yourself this question. Well, I'll make this statement. Just because you're financially successful does not mean you're emotionally successful. That you have not worked through the bullshit. And like Racine has said, is it very
but there
much
seems to be a trend.
Because we just
pointed some out.
Even we have had conversations like when we've sat around and had like discussions about dating and relationships. You have even said yourself, you was like some dudes be like, oh, I'm too gay.
Oh yeah, well,
you see what I mean?
I agree, and my profile is way down here underneath this table, right?
At least you want it to be.
It is. But
But
I see that.
This is
but
it's so many problems that lie with that. A lot of times, some black men are not open and free in their life, their
This is
family,
true.
their society, their
This is
jobs.
true.
And when they meet openly black folks who are free and who have reached a level and a plateau in their career where they said, "This is who I am, and I'm coming out the door, and I need someone to accept me, and I need someone to equally meet me where I'm at." And unfortunately, sometimes we, as people of color, arrive at different levels of our outness.
But then, like, how come Karamo couldn't be with Lee Daniels? I mean,
They don't make a good
But
couple.
do you see what I mean? Though I mean, how come?
But they wouldn't be
How
together.
come successful black?
Because this is
Open
I think a lot of
with each
times
other.
we get the flack from our own community when we start dating folks who are feminine, such as ourselves. Oh, how could you date with someone that feminine?
That's what I was
And
gonna
then it's the
say.
problem of
That's
that
how-
issue of love is love. It's not about femme. It's not about butch. It's not about top.
That's
It's
what
not
I was
about
gonna say. I think
bottom.
it's more about.
We
it's
got
more
a whole
feminine?
these. We got these,
Yeah,
and
we
then we
have
go
a lot
with
of-
these
yeah.
hetero
think that
heterosexual normals of who is a man, who is woman, who's husband, who is wife.
But we
still got to break them down.
But there are a great deal of people in our community that are in long-term relationships. Right.
There are a lot. There are many.
So what is it? Why is it that successful black gay and lesbian people are ending up with people outside the race?
Because they all grew up watching The Jeffersons.
And everybody wanted to be Helen Willis.
Everybody wanted to be Helen Willis.
Yes, Helen. You better.
Everybody wanted to
Helen inspired the gays, baby.
You mean nobody wanted to be George and Weezy?
No. And I'm
George.
Let me just be clear. When you reach a level of kind of outness and wealth, and you've arrived at a certain level, you turn around as a black gay person, gay, lesbian, or trans. There's not many people that are like you.
So
let's be clear. There's still a lot of artists who are in the industry who have not come out and won't come out. It's scared to come out. And unfortunately,
black, white, or otherwise.
Yeah, there are a lot. But we're talking about black, and then you meet someone like the level of those who the Don Lemons, the
we didn't even mention
Karamo and all of those. They meet someone that they're mingling with. They're going to certain parties.
Well, I was going to say also too.
And they're at Anderson Cooper's
house.
Your
social circle changes.
Your social circle is different.
Well,
they're not meeting Joe the bus driver.
Well, I'll tell you. I heard. I know Reginald Van Lee had made that comment. That people were surprised that he married a black man, and he was like, "Why wouldn't I marry a black man? I'm black."
Well, what's interesting is about the couple on Style in Hollywood. They talked about their backgrounds, and they talked about that neither one of them had horrible coming out stories. They both talked about how their families were very supportive, and so I think very, very supportive.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And so I think that goes back to what Racine was saying. I think that sometimes I think that when we start looking at the black community and start asking people how free are you to be yourself, and in your freeness, are you willing to see the other person as free and still love them?
Well, let me ask you. So we are four people who are pretty much
really gay, openly gay.
Well, some
gay, real gay,
some
good
are
and gay.
gayer than others.
But what we have,
we're single. Do we have these problems?
We have famous people problems.
I have the problem.
Walk in your light. We are all.
Well, let me tell you something. I don't give two shits who people date. I just think people get too wrapped up in it. Just send me somebody who's breathing.
well, I need a little more than that.
If he's breathing, bring him.
I think what we do is we construct these perfect images of perfect men in an imperfect world. And I think a lot of times so many black gay men, unfortunately believe this has to be this image. It has to be this.
Not from who I see them with.
And then, then they meet someone.
Not from who I see them with.
And then when they meet someone who may be more feminine, or maybe most of the time more feminine, when in mixed couples, usually the white partner
want you feminine.
I'm talking about one is more feminine than the other.
People want.
And
I know a lot of guys that only want. Let me
tell you, it's hard for black men to date other black men that wear dresses. Let's be clear, or culottes, or caftans. They can't be free to date folks who are free in their own comfortable skin. I worked very hard.
I would believe that.
And I'm free, and I can throw a football. I can do all of that. I can play basketball. I can cook. I can put on my caftan. I can put on my turban, and I can twirl with the best of them, and I can shoot hoops. So it doesn't matter how I present myself. I'm authentically free in my walk in myself.
That's right.
And when you find someone who is free, you got to deal with the fact that sometimes I might want to carry a person, sometimes I don't.
I will say I meet a lot of people who are not free.
And speaking
not
of
free
that,
in their minds.
Speaking of that, I don't know many black gay men that would be, because the simple fact that Billy Porter goes all the way out. I live.
But he's also in the business.
But he's in the business. He's making lots of money. But you know what? When you go, just really quickly, I know we got a few minutes. When you go, when you start, you take yourself out of this community that we are, this part of the black community that we are in, and you start embracing these younger kids. These younger kids, they
Don't
get in their
give a
life. They don't have the same. It's not the
They don't
same.
have the barriers
I was at
and
the
the
thing
baggage.
last night, and the energy in the room. The kids.
What
walk
was
around-
last night?
The Breaking Grounds fundraiser event. It's a bunch of young kids, and them kids walk around in their skirts, heels, all get dancing and gyrate, strawberry, run around doing flips with her strawberry.
They're young,
Like, nobody
right.
cares. Nobody cares.
We broke
It's a-
the barriers for them.
Me and you.
And
You
that's
know, we broke the barriers so they can say, I'm non-binary,
And I
I'm
don't-
non-queer,
and I don't
I'm
wanna-
non-gender. Or now we broke them barriers so now they can even check another third box that doesn't say male
Well,
or female.
they got
can
all
check
kinds of
another-
boxes that they check
You
it. I'm
know,
like,
so-
whatever. I'm like, look, I just want to go to a bathroom that has a urinal because I have a penis. Okay, y'all can call it whatever
You got a
want.
penis?
Because y'all can call it
I
man,
thought you had a
women, whatever.
JJ.
But I'm like, I got a penis. I want to go use
a very
urinal.
large
I don't want to go have to lift up the thing and all that.
It's a
just
large
to piss.
clitoris.
So whatever label it works. I'm like, y'all are doing too much with the label things.
I like the
So
door when the door.
barefoot.
I like these fact that you can go to the bathroom and the bathroom is non.
It always throws me off when I go to the
I
bathroom.
I
and
just
a- and a
chuckle at
woman-
it. I'm like,
I walk
whatever.
into the male bathroom and throw them all into a 10.
It always throws me up.
I
I walk
would-
in the
I would stop
bathroom
and
and a
look.
woman comes around the corner, I be like, whoa.
Racine, if I didn't know you and I saw you walk into the men's bathroom,
I
be
put
like,
them on pause
Miss,
every time.
miss.
They said they have stopped me and said,
what
"Ma'am, you
bathroom
going
do
in
you
the
go
wrong
to?
bathroom." I go depending on wherever I feel like. If I'm closer to the woman's bathroom, I go in there, and if I go to the men's bathroom, I go. And usually when I have the kids, if I'm with
Racing,
the
you
girls,
gonna
I
mess
would go to
around.
the ladies'
You
bathroom.
gonna mess around and get yourself arrested.
Don't do it in Virginia. Don't do it in Virginia, Racine. And that's a book. You need to write a book about that. Anyway, it looks like we're out of time, y'all.
It was an interesting
so
show.
this was fun. It was.
We need to have another conversation.
And
on
we
that.
will. And we got to do porn sites, too. We're going to do one on porn apps. Since you
And we'll bring a
us.
couple of porn stars on the show.
Yes,
Talk
we will.
about
Bring
it.
a few of them back.
We will.
And there you
Some
have
of
it.
the OnlyFans girls.
Ooh, yeah, we're going to dig deeper in that. All right, y'all. And we're not on Facebook Live tonight, but we're going to re-show this and you'll see it. All
Yes,
right.
you'll see.
Check out the Swerve issue for September.
And if you're watching on YouTube, like and share.
That's
Thank
right.
you.
Deuces.
I gotta go, guys.
Listen, vision. Listen, vision. DC's #1 recording studio.